Let's jump right into it, man. So we're coming up on the weekly close in about 4 hours. Bitcoin is currently sitting at 98,218 at the time of recording. So I'm looking at this pattern that's been forming ever since. Let's go back over here. Ever since Friday. So we've been in this consolidation pattern. Sort of looks like a bull flag since Friday, and I'm kind of looking for some resolution coming pretty much maybe tonight or going into tomorrow, early next week. And I'm kind of leaning more bullish than bearish. I'm really kind of leaning more bullish than bearish. So if you've been watching my videos, well, if you haven't, let's just say everybody's new. I have 3 levels that I want to break. First and foremost, I want to get back above. Basically, I want to get, so we broke one. Okay, let me reverse. We broke one. I've been using this 20-day MMA, excuse me, modified moving average in order to see, like the trend of Bitcoin, see if Bitcoin is bullish, bearish, short term. Finally flipped above there after holding it as resistance here. We held it as resistance here, held it as resistance here. Finally flipped it. Now we're holding it as support. And that was the first step that I really wanted to get above that 20-day MMA. Next step or next stop that I want to get above, and this, I think this will be the move if we remain bullish. This will be the move that happens if this pattern actually plays out. I think getting back above this 99.6, ultimately like 100K. I think getting back to 100K is very, very important, not only technically, but psychologically for the crypto market. As we see with altcoins, a lot of people are like, altcoins have been pumping and then they'll retrace. They'll pump a little bit and they'll retrace because that's just because people are uncertain of where the market is heading. Sorry, where the market is heading. So I think if we can break back above that 100K level, the level of certainty will rise, and then people will be more inclined to hold their positions a little bit longer when it comes to altcoins. We'll look at Bitcoin dominance in a minute, but that first step, like I said, was to break above this 20-day MMA, modified moving average. So we check that box. Next will be to get back above this 100K level. We have 99,680 right here, but it's the area of 100K. So if we took this and did like a measured move, so we had a top here, then we had a low, so we can pull this from the low to the top or the start of that bull flag. Oh, sorry. And then we pull this here, and we can be looking at a breakout coming in at about 101,259. Depending on where we break out from. So we'll say that move or this move that is potentially bound to happen from what we're forming or how we're forming right now could potentially take us back above that 100K area. And then last but not least, what I'll be looking for is to break back into this bullish channel that we were in. I think this is the last thing that really needs to happen. I've been saying this over and over, but this is the last thing that I think can potentially happen this week. I said the first week or so might be a little choppy, might be a little bit shaky in 2025. So, like I said, right now, what I'm trying to do is really just get back into this channel. So we got above the 20-day. Now we're trying to get back above that 100K level, 99.6 to 100K level, really that psychological 100K level. And then we want to get back in here. Once we get back in this channel here, this huge channel that we were in, I think starting from like the beginning of November, I think this is when we start blasting to all-time highs. And we talked about this in length in the couple past videos. So make sure you go and watch some of my past videos over the past couple days to see my full thesis on what I think can play out. So hopefully we can break that area today, going into the weekly close or going into next week, early next week. Hopefully, things remain bullish. Stock market did close bullish last week. We had the SPY up 1.25%. We had Nvidia up, Tesla back up above, 400. The Nasdaq was up almost 2%, so that was helping. That was definitely helping. Let's look at the DXY because this has been really holding the markets back. The DXY has been very, very strong over these past months. So we all thought the DXY was going to start to roll over and things were starting to look, very good. Where is the DXY? Okay, here we go. So it's at 108.922 right now. And it's still looking pretty bullish. We had this flag. I don't even have to draw it out. Right on support at 108.032, and we blasted up. So, let me delete that. Sorry. So, I'm really looking for. I think the dollar will be strong until we have the inauguration. So let's pull this out. So we had this, and then you can just see the breakout. So I think the dollar will be strong until we have this inauguration, and then we'll see what happens with all these different tariffs and all these different things that's going to be implemented into the nation, into the economy, going into the the latter part or the mid to latter part of 2025. I think it's so hard to predict right now, man. These markets, I mean, the markets have been full bull run for the past couple of years. Like even we had a lot of ebbs and flows, but for the most part, it's been up only in the stock market. It's been pretty much up only in the crypto market, with a little bit of cool down periods. But I really want to see this DXY break down. I really want, like when I seen this sort of like a head and shoulders not play out, I'm like, okay, we're in a little bit of trouble when it comes to these assets priced in a dollar. So first level, of course, we need to break. If we start to break down, is it's 108 level. We have something around 107.2. And then I think once we get down to this 105 area, this will be the decision. This will be the major decision time that we have to make for the dollar. If this starts to break down, then I think assets will start to rise a little bit faster than what they've been rising right now. And Bitcoin dominance, let's go to Bitcoin dominance to end the channel or to end the video out. We're sitting at 57.04. So we did, let's clean this up just a tad bit. Nope. There we go. Hold on. Let me clean this up. Close that out. So we did have a nice rally into resistance at about 59.29%. Got rejected, came back up to hit this channel, this major channel that we were looking at since the FTX collapse. Make this a little bit bigger. So this channel, let me pull this down. So this goes all the way back to 2022 when we bottomed out for Bitcoin dominance. Right around 40%, I think it was. Go to the weekly, make it a little bit easier to scroll. And then we started our way up to the top to where we are now. Yep, so the FTX collapse. Sorry, I'm not using my mouse right now. I'm using this laptop trackpad. So we started November 2022. This was the FTX collapse, and then that's when Bitcoin dominance started to rise, and we finally broke down early December, and then we popped our head back in between it, but now we fell back out. So that's a good sign for altcoins. So really what I want to see is I really want to see Bitcoin get back above, that 108, start breaking all-time highs. I want to see Bitcoin dominance potentially come back in here and rise and maybe go back up. I don't think we're going to get, back up to 63%. I think Bitcoin dominance potentially has topped out. But even if we get a little bit of a push going into the next few weeks and Bitcoin starts to rally very hard, and then rolls over and comes down to this 50% area and then this 40% area, I think that's the time when altcoins are really going to start going really, really crazy. So be watching out for the DXY, be watching out for Bitcoin dominance, and just making sure that you guys are staying in tune to some of the correlations and some of the inverse correlations that can dictate where price goes. So that's pretty much what I want to come with today. Like I said, Bitcoin is sitting at 98,279. So we'll see how this weekly close comes into play, and then we'll be going live a little bit later. We might go live for the weekly close or a little bit after that, and then we'll go from there. So Saved by the Bell, that's my phone ringing. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.